What the actual fuck, guys? I've actually never seen this before. I've never seen so many webs fucking everywhere. What's going on? Hey everyone, how you doing? It was wild coming in here today because there was bloody cobwebs. I've never, ever seen so many. Like there's a bunch over there. There's a few over here as well. They're fucking everywhere. I've never seen this many spider cobwebs before. And I'm quite frankly confused. Maybe some kind of synchronicity or something like that, or some message from the universe, because I seem to be having a lot of those as of late. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. Instead of me just sort of talking about, general everyday issues, I think I should start talking about certain things. So, everyone, I've got a question for you. I want you to go through these questions just quickly. I'm going to say them out, and I want you to think about them. So, who was Adam the son of? Second question, does God have an opposite? Third question, how many sons of God are there? Fourth question, are the sons of God also gods? Fifth question, are any sons of God less than others? Sixth question, what is the goal of the prophets and teachers? Seventh question, how many minds are there? Eighth question, what is a human being? Ninth, is mankind finished or in process? 10th, how much can we and should we attempt? 11, what is the purpose of life and consciousness? 12, what is the next step? Okay, so the reason why I have all these questions today is because these are basically something I got from the Illuminatus trilogy, historical Illuminatus. I'm not going to put any real spoilers out, but since I want to keep it in isolation for anyone who might want to read it. But I find these to be incredibly important questions that commonly go neglected for anyone searching for truth or anything along those lines or gaining higher consciousness. And I think a big part of this whole book is that it points to verses in the Bible which actually, not to praise the Bible, by the way, I'm not into the Christian idealism or Abrahamic religion in general, honestly. I don't like it. It's what I call the dark triad. Now that you've probably heard about it, let's just pause it. Pause it if you have to think about the questions, and we'll get going. Welcome back. All right, so let's actually look at some of the phrases. So, who was Adam the son of? Luke, chapter 3, verse 38. And it goes as follows. I'm doing King James Version of Bible, if anyone's curious. Which was the son of Enos? Which was the son of Seth? Which was the son of Adam? Which was the son of God? So, we are already directly described as God because everything sort of sprung from Adam, right? Because he was the first man and Eve was the first woman. We are already sons of God from the very beginning, and we refuse to acknowledge it half the time. Second, does God have an opposite? There's two here. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I have sent me unto you. And then another one, Ephesians chapter 4 to 4, verse 4 through to 6. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of all your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. In other words, it's to basically describe God in a way that in his most absolute form, there is no opposite, and he's all one thing. He is divided for the sake of union. Everything in this universe around us is manifest from God. We are all one universal mind, but also, I think we also forget this, we are also one universal substance. Everything can be transmuted to gold and to higher consciousness. Poisons can be made medicine. Medicine can be made poison. Moving on. How many sons of God are there? Romans. It is chapter 8, verse 14 through to 17. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. If children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ. I think it's basically to say that everyone is led by a spirit, right? It's more, it's a little bit more open for interpretation, that one, but it's basically anyone who possesses spirit is a son of God. They are God's chosen. Yeah, that's it. And I'd imagine many people do possess spirit, and a lot of people are chosen by God to some extent. Doesn't mean to be chosen by God doesn't necessarily mean being mega wealthy or powerful or affluent. It could just simply mean being being chosen to serve a purpose that no one else will, and you do it well. Are the sons of God also gods? So this is an interesting one. So it's in John chapter 10, verse 34. Jesus answered them, "Is it not written in your law, I said, ye are gods?" Pretty straightforward, that one. But apparently that one usually gets countered by Christians with Psalm 80, chapter 82, verse 6, where divine authority is extended to humanity, sons of God bear divine, but I remember it's like judges, and that basically the Elohim are letting wicked, having partiality to the wicked, letting sons without fathers die, and all that other kind of thing. So God is this complete sort of totality, once again. Are any sons of God less than others? Colossians chapter 3, verse 4. When Christ, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye appear with him in glory. Again, pretty straightforward. Everyone's equal. Like this finger, this thumb, saying that's less part of my body is besides the point. They're equally important. I mean, you can sort of, I guess, arbitrate the importance of it all if you want. I mean, you could do that, but largely, you just gotta think about why you have it in the first place. It's our necessity. It's all necessity. What is the goal of prophets and teachers? Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11 through to 13. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come into unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. So all that's simply saying is to sort of teach like what Christ in the Bible sort of teaching about purification of the body, realizing your divinity. So basically the prophets and the teachers, their goal should be to realize their divinity. And it is really important, right? There's more torchbearers more than ever. I'm sure there's many other people like me, but I don't know how often I'm going to be here, but let's continue. How many minds are there? Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 39. Know therefore this day and consider it in thine heart that the Lord is he in God in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. One mind. Pretty straightforward. Exodus chapter 3, 14. I am that I am. So basically, again, it's the same thing. One mind. There's not a single mind. Oh, sorry, separate minds. And when you think of it that way, we have to be in sort of line with that mind for a reason. And that's the sort of the cost of enlightenment, because if you don't follow it, you're going to be in trouble. What is a human being? Well, I don't know, man. We have some pretty poor excuses of human beings, but here we go. So Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion." That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Think about that. Man, so a human being is in a sense God. Already, you're gods. It's one thing. Again, let's continue. Is mankind finished or in process? First book of John, chapter 3, verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when we shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. In other words, we can't see him at the moment, obviously, in totality. But we in the process, we come to know God better and better. And usually it's probably a God is this absolute nothingness, and there's maybe not even a God equation, so to speak. It's kind of strange. Sorry if I keep looking off in the distance. I have a habit of doing that. So let's continue. How much can we and should we attempt? This is a good one, actually, because we, I sort of looked over it a bit, but we tend to think that we should only follow the teachers, and we must replicate their works and spread it and that kind of thing. That's what we've been taught the whole time, for Christianity, for Islam, for Judaism, for Buddhism even, Hinduism, and then, of course, extend this to society and cultures and parents and all this other kind of thing, that we just need to prop up everything that was taught to us. Now that you know, let's look at this. So, John 14, chapter 14, verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. What that's simply saying is people are supposed to be doing greater works than what Christ did. At some point, you're going to be doing better works than what Jesus Christ did. Or like when you think of other people, whether it be or Muhammad or the Buddha, or esoteric figures such as Aleister Crowley, Eliphas Levi, Albert Pike. You're supposed to. You will. And that's really important, because it stops you, and internalizing that sort of stops you from like, I guess, remaining stagnant and in one spot, sort of only, I guess, worshipping a man. Okay, what is the purpose of life and consciousness? This is going to be good. Okay, Book 2 of Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 8. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye always having all sufficiency in all things, that may abound to every good work. I think that's just basically to make good work, and that we already have what we need to actually have whatever experience we're going to be doing, in a sense. It's realizing that that's really important. Anyway, let's continue. Luke, so yeah, another one. Luke chapter 12, verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Obvious. Become like God. That's the purpose of life and consciousness, to know thyself, to experience, to become as gods, as it was in the Garden of Eden. What is the next step? Sort of to wrap it up. Romans chapter 8, verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creatures waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. This one's a bit ambiguous to me. I guess it's just to see what sons of God truly are. I mean, aliens are kind of sons of God, when you think about it. Yeah, so just a bit of extra context if you want to know. So it's because it was from an initiation inside the book, and there was like these 12 questions. I'm not going to say it to like not spoil it, but I consider these so incredible, like these 12 questions, that I just decided that I thought I would share it to everyone. So to wrap it up, I guess it's to say that we really are just one being experiencing itself, one mind, one substance, one blood, one flesh, one idea, really. One idea. We're just a single idea inside the greater cosmos of God. There's some pretty fucking sick, fucked up ideas, but there's some pretty beautiful ones too. Let's put it that way. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you got through to the end, I am yours truly, Baphomet. Please like, share, subscribe to my Substack. See you later.